Last time on Dice Funk.
The bones start coming towards you as if compelled by a weak magnetic force. But then as they go to touch you, you see pressing through your skin and then kind of coming out, extruding almost, is the muscles that you already absorbed. And then they begin to repel each other like magnets of the same polarity. And the bones fall into the casket.
And I would say that's more likely that he's being sent over the edge of the volcano, with the blast being that heavy on him.
Sand dagger? More like grains of sand in an hourglass dagger. I'm going for the sand dagger.
If this is the right one and we destroy it and stop the loop, won't that kill the Dragonborn? And you see that Treyan is falling into the volcano towards the magma.
Willboy just gonna be like, you're right! Sometimes we can, arresting the bad guys gets in the way of us realizing what's really important. We have to work together. And then, he goes on sort of like a big rant, and then, he sort of notices, Hecatoncheires, sort of, lumbering and trying to shake them off, and he's like, oh yeah! And then he's gonna, run up all the daggers and, do this, sick, acrobatics flip where he sort of runs up and then he's gonna I'm picturing sort of a backflip that turns in midair towards and just sort of rockets down and catches the Dragonborn and slams into those far wall of the volcano.
That's a crit.
Oh
folks.
my god. Push it. Okay.
Oh.
Vimble's dead, right?
This is good.
Useless. The traitor god will kill you. You will never solve the mystery.
And he falls back into the magma again, but this time there is no fountain of light, there's no reset. He just burns away.
Okay, I'm rolling deception to see whether in his last moments Vimbles knows that I'm lying about carrying his body wherever I go from now on. 18, pretty deceptive.
Yeah, I feel like that works. I want to say, Vimble, in your pack, you have all these maps you made the whole time you were here. And I think, he, mutters, tell my mommy and daddy, I did my best for the family business, and, pushes the maps towards them. And you all know that honoring this wish, giving these maps to the Calthinian family, would be catastrophic for the people of Arabella.
We're not gonna do it.
Willboy Justice grabs him. And yeah, I think Willboy Justice is going to.
What do we do with the new ones? I don't know that we can take Trivier and Mulchface. Are we leaving them behind?
I mean, I thought they didn't want to come with us anyway.
Yeah, we told them about the homunculus gang.
Yeah.
We're just already in the sky and not looking back.
Juniper's just shouting, they sure can, buddy.
All right, yeah, the new ones go along the coast to the south to try to run into Ray and Sprinkles as you all take to the sky, and you over this strange black ocean going east, and it's going great. You succeeded. You're not going to fall in. You're gonna make it to land, but it's a long journey.
Slowly pushing Vimble's taxidermied body further and further to the side, ready to fall.
There's some accidental turbulence, and oops!
Set it on fire! Set it on fire! Set it on fire!
I saw a spark against the dark, and we erupt, but it's a slow burn. We take our chance and start to dance, can see enough to know to turn around. The sound of a bonfire carries over fences, titillates our senses, but we don't need the heat. A chill wind is pushing you into me, and it's looking like we might be burning down. But we're a bonfire, we keep putting in.
My mom got me this cooking pot for rice, but all the instructions were in Japanese, and I was like, okay. So I still don't know how it works, but rice does happen.
Okay.
I mean, if rice happens, I think you know how it works.
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes it burns, but that's because I put other things in there, like Sam said, yeah.
It occurs to me that a cooking spin-off of our show could also be called Dice Funk, but we would just change the meaning of dice.
Right.
What would dice mean? Oh,
Hey, Mari, thank you for asking. I didn't get it either. I appreciate it.
So last we left the adventure, the party left the misty past biome. You got on your animals. It could have ended very poorly because you doubled up on Spider and the Dodo. But the animal handling checks were right, and you took off over the oil ocean to the next biome. And right now you're flying east. The air is cool. It's so nice. It's almost like it's air conditioned. It's really picturesque, even though the bubbling, crude ocean beneath you is kind of eerie. But you all have leveled up. So let's go around the horn and you all tell me what you have gained.
I would like to go first, but also I just want to say that my dodo is a dodo, but their name is also Dodo.
Yeah, Dodo the Dodo.
And it was because that was the extent to which they could process information. So they are both the Dodo and Dodo. Anyway, so Austin said I could have literally any feat I wanted. And there was only 3 feet available. So I picked that I could put in my thing. And then I would have to actually write things down, remember things. So I just picked one of them. And now I picked Disguise Self. And then I can, this feat lets me have some spells for Disguise Self, Blindness, Deafness, Blur, and Non-Detection. Non-detection, I can touch something or someone, and nobody can divinate them where they are.
So we can take a hostage, and no one can work out where we put them.
Disguise Self is a spell, right? It's not a name of a feat, is it? Where'd you see this?
Hold on. Boop boo. Features and traits. I took Svirfnibble magic.
Zwerfneblin magic.
Deep gnome. Okay, let me double check this. Zerfeblin magic feats. You have inherited the innate spell casting of your ancestors. Oh, this is for deep gnomes. Prerequisite deep gnome. Okay, so
It gave me the option and I just touched it.
Oh, okay. This is on D&D Beyond. You're they didn't stop me. I just walked in. No one checked my ID.
You shoplifted a feat. Fantastic.
Oh my God, have I ever told any of you about this? How my friend infiltrated the highest level of the TIFF, Toronto International Film Festival after party. He was able to walk in he it was in a hotel and he just walked everyone's going through security wearing big tuxedos and stuff. He was just wearing a hoodie and jeans and just stared at his phone and just walked by and they let him in.
That's how you do it.
I'm not going to say I did something similar one year with Ubisoft's E3 conference and confidently striding with a cardboard box, but people don't question if you're confident enough.
Oh, he eventually he was able to go through back doors and stuff and through kitchens and stairwells and stuff to get to the top level. And then when he got to the highest level, there's someone who has a list and they're checking being asking if you're on the list, there's no way to sneak through. And so he walked up to them and confidently said his name was Ryan Lewis, Macklemore's producer. No one knows what Ryan Lewis looks like, and they're yeah, you're on the list, and he was able to just go in. Yeah.
Are you sure you weren't just playing the game Vampire Bloodlines and got confused?
This wasn't me, it was my friend, but yeah, he was able to do that. Apparently he got to meet George Clooney that way. He got to that level of after party.
Yeah, I know, that's what's going on? This is a video game.
Did he just put on George Clooney's skin as a costume to go do an assassination mission?
Yeah, he said that George Clooney was yeah, he's the coolest, most charming man I've ever met. He also very clearly did not want to talk to me at all.
My mum had a story of going backstage to Neil Diamond's dressing room by just confidently walking past in a yellow fluorescent jacket. The confidence will get you far.
Yeah.
This is so funny. I pulled up the full list of feats on dndbeyond.com/feats, and there's this huge list, just like dozens of these. And there's one single feat marked with legacy. It says legacy. This does not reflect the latest rules in lore. Guess what that feat is? You're right. It's Surf Vebloon Magic that Mari picked.
These are my only two available. Like, firearms specialist and grappler, and then Swift magic.
No, it's fine. You can have it. This isn't like a lore breaking thing. It's just very funny. But you can tell us about your level, I guess, or go ahead. Someone else.
And then I leveled up 1 in barbarian, and nothing really important happened.
That is a lot of health.
And now I can I have an advantage on initiative, so I'm unstoppable.
Okay, so every time there's a fight, do we just like run up and hide behind you and hope that like all of the hits hit you?
Yeah, I think I'm tanking.
Neat. I'll do a level up. I did one of those. Juniper is now level 8, 6 levels in druid and 2 in cleric. I worked out last level up some things I got shouldn't have taken up spell slots, so I got some extra stuff because I had to juggle around slightly. So I now have Primal Savagery, which is pretty cool. I've got Land Stride, which allows me to move through non-magical difficult terrain without using up extra movement, and I can pass through non-magical plants without being slowed down, or taking damage if they do stuff that would damage me. Basically, I know how to tiptoe through the roses without stepping on the thorns.
Ooh.
I also have advantage on saving throws against plants that are magically created or manipulated. So stuff like Entangle doesn't bother me. I've got another 4th level spell slot, some more HP, and I learned Thorn Whip.
Ooh.
So I'm leaning into all sorts of new plant-based magic, and also plants can't stop me. Nothing can slow me down.
So is the Thorn Whip itself a plant?
Yeah, I can whip stuff with thorns. I can create magical thorns to whip with.
You're going full Kurama mode from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah,
the best anime character.
Exactly. So that's my level up. What about everyone else?
Treyan's level, unfortunately, is going to be very quick to go over, so I'll do padding in order to make this go as long as possible. Treyan gained another level in Monk, so now he is a level 7 Monk, level 1 Fighter. Reaching level 7 as a Monk means he gets an extra key point per short rest. He also gains the Monk feature Stillness of Mind, meaning that if he's suffering from a condition or effect that's causing him to be charmed or frightened, he can spend an action on his turn to just end it outright. No save, nothing else. You can just stop being charmed or frightened.
You are charm resistant now, which means that my plan of having your character be my best friend through just regular topping up of charm spells, I'm gonna have to come up with a new plan now.
Well, now granted, if Treyan is cool with it, he might just go along with it. He could just choose to stop being charmed if he wants to.
I feel like at the point where you stop resisting charm magic, the charm magic is somewhat unnecessary at that point.
Well, maybe charm magic is like, it feels good, you know? People like get charmed recreationally. Just like all you think about is one thing.
I feel like that's why people take MDMA. It's recreational charm spell.
Exactly.
I was thinking the literal exact same thing.
I'm glad I'm not alone there.
I was like, this is a fun, sexy thing you could do with people is charm each other like recreationally.
Juniper and Treyan watch some horror movie for Halloween, and Treyan gets scared, but he allows himself to remain scared as opposed to using the action to stop being scared, just to make sure that he can just enjoy the ride for what it is. So, it's all good fun.
I love the idea of going to a rave and there's like a bard in the bathroom who will like charm you up.
Look, I just want to feel magically, connected and enthralled to everyone around me in this establishment.
Everyone's so soft.
Yeah. Can you do some music where I'm like really feeling the vibe of the? Can you do magic where I really feel the vibe of the music?
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of consensual and recreational charming. Like, I'm having a terrible day. Someone make me fall in love. I don't care.
I feel like there would definitely be a market for people who would voluntarily get charmed and be like, I don't care that this isn't real. It feels real to me.
Oh hell yeah! So yeah, I think that's my big thing with champion right now. At 7th level, I can do some cool shit, and at 10th level again. But for now I can just I crit on a 19.
Alrighty then. So the party's flying east. It's very nice out. Below you is just this endless oil ocean. But then on the horizon, you can see what appears to be some kind of land. Your animals are getting pretty tired, so you're going to have to land for at least a little bit. Are you all talking about anything as you approach a landing spot?
I self-pollinated. Does anyone want to eat my kids? So when you poop them out, they'll be babies. It's like you're the mom.
Juniper stops for half a second to consider this and goes, "Yes, the research paper will be notable."
All right, come here, eat my babies, and poop them out. Hope you make enough. Remember to eat other things so that your poop is nutritional.
Juniper is just furiously taking notes at this. Zero regard for the health and safety implications of what might be to come. Can't turn down the opportunity to be a living thesis statement.
Yeah, when you poop, you're gonna give birth to my babies.
Is it gonna be like clones? Are they just gonna be genetic identicals, maybe?
Well, honestly, I kind of came into existence when this world came. I'm just going off of pure instinct. I just want you guys to eat my children. Something about it seems right.
I won't argue with you if that's what you want, and we'll find out together, I guess. We'll find out what form these children take when they occur.
They're also delicious. Very sweet.
It's gonna be a really weird, awkward conversation when I go home and I have to explain that I have kids now and they're plants.
Well, they're gonna be in the ground for a while.
Yeah. No. I say it's gonna be awkward. I think about this now. If I go home and tell the family that I now have literal plant children, I don't think any of them are gonna be surprised. I think this is gonna be exactly what they expect out of this journey I've been on.
Yeah, so if you find one day you're at home and about 30 tiny screaming saplings just are hoarding towards you, just throw them some food. They'll be fine. They'll get it. They'll understand.
Oh, don't worry. I am sure I will be able to find plenty of plant-based nutrition on hand. That won't be a problem.
Great. And anyone else want to poop out my babies?
So, according to the monster manual, treants can animate one tree per day, and it lasts 1 day and the tree reverts. So, if every single blossom on a treant became a sentient creature of its own, they would essentially be like a plague that just spreads across the world. They would be like one of the most dangerous villains in D&D if that's how it worked.
Okay, so then all right, maybe 1 in 1,000 of them become an actual sentient being because of the massive inbreeding.
I do like the idea that you're just going off of what feels right as a treant and you actually don't know what the result is going to be because you just came into consciousness. So I think it's fine for Piccolo to believe any number of things.
I'm just going off of instincts of what's going on. You know, how a bear's like, I don't know, I feel like I should eat enough stuff to plug up my butt and go to sleep. You know?
And here's the thing, you know what? You say that this would be the most one of the most terrifying, powerful villains in all of D&D. Juniper would be very okay with that.
First of all, Don't turn my children into powerful villains, Austin.
Yeah.
Please.
You say this would be one of the most powerful villains. I say this would be one of the most terrifying, powerful friends.
Yeah. Each one of them wanting to just be your friend, and they won't leave you alone.
Yeah. It's so terrifyingly powerful, but also, yeah, you're just your buddy.
I was gonna say, as written, Piccolo was like pretty villainous and was like, pretty dangerous. But under Mari's tutelage, he's mostly become kind of a poop-centric joke character.
Okay, first of all, it's not like I want to gross everyone out, but a tree is going to crave poop and pee and decaying things.
Grow up,
delicious
Austin.
food. Yeah.
Okay, this whole thing's...
Open your mind.
This whole conversation has actually been very funny because what I was going to say is up ahead you see some land and you give your animals a moment to rest. You land on the ground and you see that the soil here is completely flat and strange. It's like gray colored. It's not crumbly. It's like one flat plane. You should probably roll something about that. But I was going to say, you look all around. There are no trees and you don't see any animals. And you're like, oh, we're not going to have any food here. For the first time of this campaign, starvation is like a real possibility in this biome. And then Mari was like, oh, you can all just eat me. So I guess fuck me.
If Mari hadn't said that, we could have finally pulled back out of the hasn't been used in ages pile Goodberry.
Oh.
A single first level spell slot could get us some technically edible berries.
Well, here's the thing. You all can decline because technically, do you want to give birth to seed babies? That's your choice.
Little Boy Justice absolutely wants to do that.
All right. Does everyone want to be a seed mother?
Treyan will decline the offer.
Juniper is going to use a spell slot to cast Goodberry so that Treyan does have an alternative option for food.
Aw, that's nice. I was going to say I still have my dodos, but I didn't want you all to eat them, so I didn't say anything.
Treyan is still recovering from, I'm not sure how many times he has died and has been reset. It's countless, so he's still recovered from that and still getting to know everyone around him in the very fast blur it was.
Come on, we could all bond over some good old Mpreg.
Yeah, why not?
10 seasons from now, I'm going to do another Treant villain, and every one of their seeds has become a sentient army, and they're going to empreg everyone. Because it's such a good villain idea. It's sick.
Stop taking everything I care about and making it evil.
Hey, Mari, I will make sure the ones that Juniper poops out stay good and wholesome and pure.
A Treant baby isn't a villain, it's a responsibility and a gift.
Mari has a gift for creating disgusting villain creatures. She's
They're supposed to be good boys who just happen to look gross.
Okay, I think you should lean into your gift, but it's your life. You can deny it. You can refuse the call on your hero's journey.
I'm writing a horror story. You can read it and throw up.
Yeah, I definitely would throw up because
I thought
this is me when I'm trying to be scary.
I thought you said you could read it and grow up. I thought that's what you said.
No, it's throw up.
Grow up, bitch. Okay, so the ground is flat. It is gray. It is lifeless. Would you like to roll something? You look to your north and south, and the ground is similarly gray and lifeless and flat. Behind you is the oil ocean. There isn't much to see unless you look closer.
Can I taste it? Can I taste the ground?
That would be perception. You have 5 senses. Taste is one of them. Yeah.
What are you rolling?
Perception.
I want to perceive.
I could join you in a perception roll.
17.
7.
27.
All right, 27, 22, the group passes. Treyan, you see Piccolo begin licking the ground, and it is a very...
Whoa, I'm stepping on the ground because my feet are roots.
Sure, you're doing tree licking, and no meaningful nutrition is being derived from this activity. You reach down, the ground is very hard. It is like when you push down on it, there's no give whatsoever. And you, with a 27, very good. I think you have probably read about pre-apocalyptic building materials. I think you've heard of carbon fibers and super good alloy metals. This sounds to you like something you read in a book once called Concrete. or cement. It is like these gray, like flat, old materials. Like the recipes are probably known in some hidden enclaves of the old world, but like where you're from, people don't build things out of this.
Brave of you to suggest that Treyan has read anything, Austin, but yes.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't have read it. I think probably someone would have told you, like in a story, more likely. But
Long
yeah,
ago, they could pour liquids that turned into rock or some shit like that.
Yeah, absolutely. You heard someone say there's this liquid rock building material, and it has a lot of bonuses to it, but also it is kind of a deadening factor in an environment, and so a whole ecosystem made out of it seems bad for people who need food and water, which is you.
Oh no, have we found, like, the parking lot of the new world?
Oh no! Is it okay?
Yeah.
So we're gonna look for the nearest strip mall so we can at least go to like the copper store to get some resources. That's what we got to do.
I want to hit the ground with my axe.
Sure, because it's magic, your axe doesn't break. If you were using a mundane axe, I would just say you damage the blade, and it is like a -1 axe now. But your weapon is magic, so you maybe scratch it just barely. But it also seems like this goes down, 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 down into the ground. It's not like a thin layer on top of something else.
It simply is concrete.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It reminds me, I read an interview recently by one of the SimCity directors, I think, at Somewhat for Access, where they were saying when they looked at real cities, like modern cities, so much of them are parking lots that they can't make it accurate in the game because it would be like unplayable. It would be like so unfun if you actually modeled how much of a metropolitan area is just gray, lifeless nothing, and like that's not fun.
I live in Chicago and I can never find parking or a parking lot. And if you do, it's $800 a second.
So what? I have a question about this. Definitely not a parking lot. Is it just flat as far as the eye can see, or are there like structures and things to go explore?
At this point, to the north, south, and east, it is flat as far as the eye can see. You assume there is more here. You just landed on the edge of the oil ocean to the west. It is behind you now. But to do that, you basically would say, like, okay, we move on. But with a 27 and a 22, I'm giving you now no organic life, no food, no water, but still strangely cool. The air feels really nice. You'd think that, like, with a sun beating down on this, like, flat surface, it would be, like, reflecting and, like, really hot. It would suck the way it does to us in real life, but strangely, it does not feel that way. But if you would like to move on and look for some structures, I think that's a survival check.
First of all, I'm gonna get let Spider have drink some of the oil ocean to like recharge, and then I'm gonna do a survival check.
Yeah, well, I figured that the reason why the temperature is kind of pleasant is we're just getting the lake effect going on here,
23 on survival to search concrete Saskatchewan.
24. That's another natural 19 from Treyan on this thing here.
I'm dying here. These are like two of my best stats, and I'm rolling bullshit.
23 and 24, the party succeeds. Once again, Treyan with the highest roll. I think there should be some conversation here as you walk east, and like Treyan is just pointing everything out. Never having read a book is somehow extremely perceptive here. You begin walking east, and Treyan points off in a direction and says, like, "Oh, I think I see something over there. Let's go in that direction." So there's a structure, at least one here, and you're on your way there. You will reach it soon. On the way, does anyone talk about anything in particular?
Why would someone do this? Is it useful?
It's hard to say. I wonder what God decided this is a ideal domain. Certainly not an ideal domain for dragons, but
My feet hurt.
At this point, none of these domains are surprising me, really. Like, considering some of the things that we've heard the people heading to the end of the world want to do with that last little corner. Like, yeah, it doesn't surprise me that there was some god whose idea was like, hey, what if just hard, unpleasant grey? what if plant immune nothingness? Seems about right.
I like imagining that you were like I think we left the last episode with everyone trying to teach little boy Justice about the violence of American police officers, and so now he just listens to a ton of very depressing politics podcasts.
Oh no.
he's just quoting citations needed episodes in every
Treyan will also comment well, this ground is about as unpleasant as that one biome that was literal living flesh everywhere.
Wait, what? You had a living... Was it delicious? Did you cook any of it?
No, but I was nearly eaten by it, essentially.
Well, then you should have eaten some of it.
I ate something from the biome, picked me and my friends up, and we then ended up being inside of it, and then we came across some angels who took the gift of the god of that region, and there was 3 of them, but then they became a single amalgamation of flesh and kind of infectious, I think. That was not a very good time.
I'm glad to hear that us lot aren't the only people who've had a miserable, terrible time trying to navigate this place. I really did worry for a while that it was just everyone was having picnics in the sun and just a happy little holiday, and it was just us having a bad time.
I'm also glad that everyone's miserable like me.
Well, I mean, the mines were honestly kind of nice, all things being said. Might have been a little nice if we just kind of stuck around there, but one of my friends...
The flesh mines? Are we talking about the flesh mines still?
No.
I thought you were still talking about the flesh.
No, the flesh. There were no mines in the flesh area. They just things that would eat the oh shoot. What are those things? What was those cattle like things in the farm area called? Shoot.
Yeah, wasn't that Ron's?
Right. Treyan will just nod. It's yeah, those things. The biome of life was taking those things and such, and it was this sort of relationship between the biome of life and the biome of death, I guess. But man, that was weird.
I guess that at least confirms this place isn't shape-shifting the second we're not looking at it. That's property I guess we can now confirm about this world.
Whoa, I hadn't even thought of that.
Well, I ruled it out, Austin. I ruled it out.
But yeah, the mines were south of where you left Mount Grendel. If you went south, that's where the mines were. That's where me and my friends went first. That's actually where we ran into Rex the first time. And while there, my friend had this idea of taking those reliquaries, like the weapons and stuff, I guess, that the gods left behind, and making copies of them.
That is a pretty nice. That's somewhat thinking about someone other than themselves. Are you sure you're meant to be up here? Everyone up here. Non-self-serving thoughts are not the norm.
Well, we certainly weren't sent up here altruistically. We were sent up here by, the big old dragons from the world below, because they wanted to make sure that this place was safe for dragons. And so that they could come up and kind of, do what dragons do, I guess, is the easiest way to say it.
What do dragons want? What do dragons do?
Well, depends on the dragon, but more often than not, it's to hoard a bunch of stuff, have underlings and stuff working with them, and, and just kind of impose in that sort of way. They some of them like to think they know best, and some of them just kind of want stuff. So it depends on the dragon. There's a whole lot of us,
I mean, look, the more I think about it, the more that I'm the second that I go back there and, like, report my findings in some research paper, then suddenly everywhere knows about the stuff going on with the plants here, and then whatever interesting things I happen to have found with plant properties, people are going to come looking to harvest those plants and make what they can of them. Like, I feel like the second I go back with any kind of actual report about what's going on up here, like, it's just going to be the instigation for a gold rush, and
Yeah, not to state the subtext out loud, but bringing back information is a tool of colonialism, and also Vimble's notes that Korvok has. Like, it seemed like at the beginning it was like, oh, Juniper just wants information and Vimble wants something evil. But the way Capital works is that all threats are subsumed, and so Juniper's knowledge is just as dangerous as Vimble's maps, even though they feel so different. And I think like a lost condition is like letting either of that stuff get back, or a kind of lost condition. Obviously, you can do whatever you want, but
we've not even gone back and reported, like, any initial findings, and this place is already just a mad grab for power, a lawless, terrifying, violent hellscape. I can't imagine how much worse it would be if there were known stakes of desirable things up here, and
Well, if it means anything, I have no plans of going back to the old world myself. There's not much for me back there.
Well, I mean, you set it up that this world was created so that refugees can come. Haven. Haven? I mean, isn't this place for refugees?
I mean, that's the thing, is everyone has a different idea of what a haven is. It's not uniform. So you were all telling stories about how like scary and awful some of the places were, but to other kinds of life in D&D, they are havens.
I mean,
Yeah, my biome ruled.
Look,
I loved it.
you're right, but I'm largely I was referring to all of the people. The people were what made this place the worst.
The hellscape is the people we hated along the way.
Yes.
But yeah, Treyan will kind of cap some of his thoughts, just like, back where I came from, the higher ups, the dragons, just constantly viewed me as, well, failure and a no good. Couldn't even win a tournament, so I'm pretty sure that's why they set me up here, because I was kind of expendable.
Each of you are required to win a tournament? How does that work? Shouldn't some people not win the tournament?
The idea is that I was like a representative for my community and stuff, and all the tournaments I went into have just end up in third place, and I was fine with that, but they weren't.
Oh no, how dare you be the third best at something? Barely beaten by anyone, better than the majority of people who take part. How dare you?
How many people were competing though?
Usually it depends. Sometimes 16, sometimes 32. There was one tournament that was a 64.
Treyan, any answer that isn't 3 is fine. You just needed to know you weren't third out of 3.
Well, I mean, I listen. I packed up all the trophies and stuff I won and took them with me up here because I didn't figure I was going to be returning anytime soon.
Can I see him?
Yeah, can we see the trophy?
Sure. Treyan sets down his duffel bag, opens it up, and just sort of shows the items. They include a bronze medal, a bronze bracelet, a bronze ring, a bronze tiara, and I believe a bronze necklace, a bronze certificate of participation. Standard things you would get for getting third place.
Is this why all your skills are bronze?
No,
Is this
No,
did they
no,
make you bronze
no.
because you kept getting these, or did you get these because you are bronze?
This is made of your skin?
Which came first, the bronze or the trophies? The skin or the trophies?
Which came first, the bronze or the bronze?
I was born a bronze. I was born bronze. I think this is called cosmic irony or something. Listen, I'm happy with winning these.
Some mighty big words there.
I don't know where I heard them from. Something whispered in my ear, But this is, I took these with me because as much as I like fighting the tournaments and
To remind yourself that you're bronze?
no, just because these are things that I earned and I was proud of them, but nobody else was back where I was from, so
You should be proud of them.
yeah.
I don't know if I've ever been third best at anything.
As you're showing the group your bronze trophies, there is a distant noise because you got a 24 on your survival. In fact, because you crushed plus 20 on both those checks, you have plenty of time to react to this. But there is a distant humming noise coming from both in front of you and up. And you look to the distant sky, and you see kind of shapes. And once again, because the rolls are so good, I'm going to give you a lot more. But like, if you had a middling roll, I'd be like, oh, there's shapes in the distance. That's weird. As you see them get closer, they appear to be large birds, but they aren't flapping. They're just moving towards you. And there are about a dozen of them, and they're making a very strange humming noise, which makes like a shiver pass over your body, like an instinctual, animal in the jungle reaction.
Oh no, we're being assaulted by dire biplanes. Oh no.
Little Blade Justice, having just been like listening to a bunch of like left-wing politics podcasts, but not really like quite getting it. He's just like, look out, it's hostile architecture. He doesn't really know what that means.
Just throwing out the buzzwords you hear. Material conditions.
Wait, have any of you followed? There's like, I think it's like a subreddit that's like hostile architecture, but it was like taken over by people who don't really know what that word means, and so they just think it means like when a building is like vaguely scary or threatening looking, and then people will be like, no, it's like hostile architecture when it's like anti-homeless like features, and they're like, well, no, like I support that, like, you know, like we should be able to like they actually it's the worst.
I hate it when that happens. It's like when I created the Confused Boner subreddit and it got taken over by heterosexuals, and I was like, it's just a shark with boobs on it. What are you doing? And then that's
Awful.
my life.
All right. Distant shapes, big birds, dangerous with the 24.
We should probably run.
Yeah, at least getting out of their line of sight. Come on. And then we look. Then Treyan looks around and realizes there's nothing to dive behind. There's just a bunch of pavement and a building in the distance, right?
Wait, you guys can hide behind me. I'm a tree. And then I can stealth. And they'll just think I'm a tree.
Yo.
Austin! That's legit, right?
I mean, yeah, this is a very interesting application of your very niche specific power set, is that you're on a flat ground with no cover, but you are a extremely stealthy tree.
I'm a tree and I'm stealthy, 17. And everyone can hide behind me.
Also, because of your deep gnome feat you took, you can cast non-detection at will.
Yeah, I can. I can touch everybody. I'm touching everybody. You guys can't be divinated. If you touch me and get behind me, they can't get you. You're safe.
I
I'm a
hide
big
behind
tree.
the cool tree.
Yeah, I
Behind
do
the
here.
gnome tree. Let's go.
All right, so there's this huge concrete plain, just like a fucking cosmic parking lot, with a huge cherry blossom tree in it. And all of you are crouched down under its canopy as it is magically reinforced by basically something about the dodo, right? Because you got the feat for your dodo evolving. What is the flavor of non-detection? Is it that the dodo is just acting like you're a tree and that reinforces the ruse?
So dodos live completely in the moment at any time. And so like you are simply adopting the unawareness that a dodo exudes. You know? Where you simply, oh, that's a tree, and then you just move, you don't think about it, you know, it's just how it is. Dodo brain.
No thoughts be tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I walk up in the club. I'm getting charmed, so I think everyone's in love with me, and I'm just like,
That's
head
right.
empty, be tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you all are doing this incredibly funny attempt at stealth, or I should say successful attempt at stealth, because you nailed it, 17 on the roll plus your feet, these metal birds get closer, and you can see they are not actually birds. They appear to be completely made of metal. They have a large wingspan, but under them there are some kind of what appears to you to be like a technological wand, but from our perspective, we understand to be guns on these drones. And this cloud of them, this swarm of like a dozen drones kind of flies overhead and is projecting some kind of speech, a repeating basically warning. Do any of you speak gnomish?
Dwarvish.
Just not.
Oh, damn.
I was like, little boy Justice doesn't speak gnomish? Oh boy.
No.
No.
Just giant and dwarf.
So none of you understand what the drones are saying as they fly over, but you do understand they are dangerous and they are patrolling in some way. But they fly overhead and continue, to on their route as you all are in the shade of Piccolo.
Is there anything we can roll to have any understanding of what those are?
History.
Ruh-roh.
Okay.
Come on, -2.
14!
Yeah.
13.
Treyan rolls a 3.
13.
14, 13, 13. The group passes above average. Little Boy Justice with the highest roll. That makes sense because you've seen Vimble create gnomish inventions. He has a grappling hook and a smoke bomb that were bequeathed to you upon his death, in fact. Gnomes in D&D have the ability to create little inventions, and including auto-gnomes, which are basically player characters. So that is part of their whole deal, is creating gizmos and gadgets. And these remind you of one of those. You're like, oh, Vimble has made something similar, not as quite as scary looking. Probably it purports to be like protecting people. It's like, do not worry, citizens, I am here to enforce the laws, instead of whatever.
No, yeah, well, like, yeah, I mean, nothing like that scary because Vimble was a hero, but
But yeah, this is a much more advanced version of that. There's some kind of pre-apocalypse advanced technology for enforcing laws and rules. But the weapons look dangerous.
I really worry that somehow Vimble got here already and was like, "Yep, this is Copland."
So we're
this is
safe.
the end of the world.
Well, no, like, we're safe. These are only to go after bad guys.
So the drones pass, and you all are able to get out from under Piccolo and continue to the structure. I will tell you what that is in a moment. Does anyone want to just talk in character about the drones, or what you think about the biome? Every biome is like a new puzzle. It's like, who was this made for? By whom? Why?
This area makes me feel emotionally drained and upset.
I mean, Will Boy Justice feels much better now, and he's like, oh yeah, no, guys, like, we don't have anything to worry about. Those are only to go after criminals. Like, we're safe.
What if someone who isn't you decides that the right thing to do is for those to shoot you?
I mean, I don't think, why would anyone want to do that? Like, we're heroes, we, like, help, we, like, fight criminals, we, like, there's literally, like, that, it doesn't make any sense what you're saying.
That hasn't stopped, like, 18 people trying to kill me since I've been up here.
Yeah, those were bad guys, though, but these guys, they're here to, like,
What if bad guys made those metal birds?
See, it's like, it's a lot of what ifs, It doesn't sound very probable.
You don't sound very probable.
I think it's obviously, just the simple explanation is that those drones are just telling the truth.
Yep, you're not a simple explanation.
All right. As you approach the structure, you see it is made out of a very strange material. It is, first of all, very colorful. There's reds, yellows, blues, greens, but they're also very strange looking. They don't look natural, but they're also not hard like the stuff you're walking on. They have a straight, like, you walk up and you can touch it, and it has like almost a give to it, which is very peculiar. A couple of things. Actually, I want to say investigation before you give you any more, because this is a big building. It takes like a couple minutes to walk all the way around.
Treyan gets a 7.
7.
11.
18.
Investigation.
All right, 11 and 18. I'm going to give you some clues here, which one is you find a couple bodies outside the building. One appears to be a plasmoid. It is someone wearing a red cloak and hat, one of the Fortunato siblings, it appears to be. And another body is one of the halflings of the Duma cult. You know these two groups are ahead of you in the race. They appear to have fought here. And, they both have a number of members, but have, at least one fatality each. That's the first thing I'll tell you. The second is there is a door to this big building made out of strange material. The door is closed. It has some scratches on it. It looks like someone tried to break in, but then there was a fight and they left. There's a big picture on the door. All these reliquaries you found so far have pictograms of gods and religious symbols. This one has a sword on it and appears to have the drones on it and then some other similarly metal creatures. There are like metal people, metal dogs, metal birds, and a sword. But the door is locked, closed, shut.
Can I offer some of my cherry babies as a peace offering? Because they're relatively more valuable here where there's no other organic food.
You offer some of your cherry babies, as you say, at the door, and it does not open. You get no response.
Oh, I meant to the other people around.
There are no living people around.
Oh, they're dead. Okay, can I eat them?
You can eat the dead plasmoid and the dead halfling if you would like, yes.
Oh, great.
Does anyone have any metal to offer the door?
Trey just sort of like gets a little like sheepish a little bit and then looks at the door to see some stuff in there and then reaches into the duffel bag and pulls out one of the bronze items. I'm going to say not the bronze medal, but a bronze necklace, and just sort of like looks at the door and like just presses it up against the door haphazardly.
You offer a gift of metal to the door. It does not open, but I do like your train of thought. But that is not the secret.
He sighs in relief, that puts the bronze necklace back in his duffel bag carefully.
As can one of the things of like me having the champion archetype be that I pull out a trophy for the same thing, but it's silver, and try and press that.
Oh shit! Little boy Justin's already upstaging Tread with his silver prize.
I like that. That also has no effect. Offering metal to the door does not.
It has no effect on the door. Does it have any effect on him though?
On Treyan?
Yeah.
Treyan will just blink a few times. It's like, where did he get that from?
Yeah, I just thought that might do more, but...
Can we knock on the door?
Yep, you can knock on the door. I assume you have two dead bodies in your roots being digested. There is no answer.
I can walk while eating. I mean, they're just going to be underneath my feet.
Yeah, no, I'm painting a picture of this comedic attempt. Yeah, you knock on the door. There is no response. I will remind you, so far, every time you've gotten to a reliquary, there has been a little puzzle. At the farm, you had to kill someone. At the beach, you had to go through a tube system and sing a song. At the swamp, you had to navigate all these electrical things.
So this one has a bunch of pictures of like robots and robot animals and that sort of stuff on the door, right?
Correct.
Okay. Does anyone have like an animate object spell of some kind? Because like what I'm thinking is, do we have to like animate some metal so we have moving metal?
Or we can strap all the metal to somebody so they can seem like they're made of metal.
Do we want to dress someone up like a robot?
I want to be a robot.
Oh my god. Okay, little boy Justice, is it okay if we use all of your bronze trophies to make little boy Justice a robot?
I don't think there is enough metal in those two.
That's okay. I've got lots of silver and gold trophies too.
Okay. So does anybody have a relevant proficiency, or are we just doing raw 20s to build a little boy justice robot? Which is just a fun sentence, I get to say.
I can only craft with flesh and bone, unfortunately.
Treyan has proficiency with cook's utensils, painter's supplies, weaver's tools, and woodcarver's tools. So if it involves, I don't know, sewing pieces of metal onto his clothes, maybe.
I mean, I could see an argument for using fabric as a joint between pieces of metals and employing weaver skills.
That's what Treyan can do. Yes.
But yeah, I mean, this is an interesting idea. If you want to roll to make a little boy justice robot, it's going to be a D20 plus
a little bot justice.
Yes. If you have a relevant proficiency, you can add proficiency. Just let me know.
I'm just going to have to just roll this D20 plus 3. If we're doing this approach, then Treyan is going to help, fashion something by sewing joints together and stuff with his weaver tools, because he has, as a fighting game character, Treyan has multiple alternate outfits and color variants, and he's made all of them himself. He rolled a 5, so good luck, everyone else.
All I can do is roll a raw d20. I don't have any relevant proficiencies, so let's see how that goes.
I'm a carpenter. Can I use mine? I can use the bones and skin I have to help it fuse together. Okay, hold on.
Okay, I have an 11. I'm more helpful than unhelpful.
I have an 11 too.
5, 9, 11, 11. The group fails, but with above average, I will give you something here, which is you try to make Little Boy Justice into a ramshackle robot held together by bones and fabric, and it's bad. But when you walk up to the door dressed like this, there is a reaction. The door glows, like the pictures have a faint blue light, as if you were being scanned, but then it turns red and then it turns off, as if you did not pass as a robot. But you could have. In other words, you are on the right track.
Can I try and do a performance to see if I can act like a robot? Would that help?
Sorry, I was going to say, don't you have new disguise self stuff?
Oh my god, I do! I can disguise myself as a robot. Yeah, I just make myself look like a robot.
All right, why don't you read your feat here? Because I know it says you can do one of these spells.
Yeah. You make yourself, including your clothing, armor, weapons, and other belongings on your person, look different until the spell ends or until your action is dismissed. Your action to dismiss it. You can seem 1 foot shorter or taller, can appear thin, fat, or in between. You can't change your body type, so you must adopt a form that has the same basic arrangement of limbs. Otherwise, the extent of the illusion is up to you. The changes wrought by the spell fail to hold up to physical inspection. Blah, blah,
it says,
blah.
to discern that you are disguised, a creature can use its action to inspect your appearance and must succeed on an intelligence check against your spell save DC. What is your spell save DC? I will roll.
I'm going to use Disguise Self, and my spellcast DC is 10.
All right, so you're not a spellcaster, which is unfortunate. Zana was incredible at this as a proficient magic user. You're just kind of a tree who woke up one day, so it's going to be tough. I am going to hit the button now to beat a 10. 11.
Can
damn.
anyone give a plus modifier to help here?
Oh, man, that's rough. Once again, Piccolo, you can walk up, festooned in the trophies and fabric and bones that you've tried to put on Little Boy Justice, but with the dodo doing the head empty dodo brain. Was it head empty, feel tasty, or whatever he said? The door lights up as if scanning you and then turns red and then off as you do not pass robo check.
Wait, can Little Boy Justice try and do a performance roll to see if he can convince it just through his charisma to see if that can convince it's a robot?
I think that's definitely a possibility. It's going to be a high DC because you already failed, but I'm open to it.
Yeah. Let's see. My performance is 0. Let's go.
Oh boy.
6.
Can I yell at the door? Can I yell at the door to open up?
I was going to propose something in a similar light, but with an equally dumb premise of like, well, Treyan is all about dancing. Can he do some popping and locking as if he's doing the robot as a dance with that and use that as a basis? But we already have one performance check go south. I don't think we would want to have redundancy there, Austin. So.
Rule of 3, we've had 3 failed checks on this door, which means there's kind of a montage quality of you all performing and building and attempting things as the day turns to night and you eventually have to give up for the day and make a little camp. Everyone needs sleep. The animals are tired. So that's kind of the end of this scene. We can try new things in the morning. But as you build a camp for the night, does anyone say or do anything? You're kind of in the shadow of this big, strange building. And the ground is just fucking hard and it sucks to sleep on.
Mm-hmm. Can we climb it?
Absolutely. If you want to do athletics.
Right now? All right, let's just I'm a big tree.
Let's go. 23.
11. Oh!
All right, so Juniper and Treyan start building a camp, maybe making dinner or something. And in the background, little boy Justice and Piccolo are climbing the big building. And Piccolo falls off halfway up the side with an 11. Little boy Justice gets to the top and stands on it and looks like out over the horizon. There are other structures in the distance to like the east, the north, the south. There are things here, but there are mostly just huge expanses of this concrete. I will say there are like trenches, almost like rivers, but clearly artificial and geometric, all right angles, which appear to be filled with oil that is flowing through the ecosystem. With a 23, I'm going to give you one more thing because there's no entrance. You don't find a hatch or a window or anything in this building. But I will say, out of character, I'm picturing this building as basically a giant McDonald's play place, if you're familiar with those.
Yes.
It is all big, colorful. I mean, I'll just say it's plastic. In character, none of you know what that means. We rolled and failed. But to the players, it's okay if you know.
Big plastic tubes that have like circular, clear windows in them so you can look down at everyone having their meal.
But so Little Boy Justice is standing on this giant McDonald's play place, and you look in each direction, but then you take a little glance west where you came from, and there is a glimmer of something there you see coming up behind you. I will say it's pretty far off. It's not like, oh shit, we're about to be attacked. Just there is something there.
So yeah, I'm gonna climb on down, and I'm gonna warn people there's something coming in the distance.
All right, Treyan, you have proficiency with cooking, I believe. So
Yes.
You can definitely say you made food for everyone. No one takes any exhaustion, which you've avoided pretty much.
You seasoned up those good berries real nice.
Now they're great berries.
Unfortunately, Treyan does not have bronze cookware. He does have copper cookware, though. Some nice. It's.
But yeah, paint me a picture of what you all are doing.
Treyan's just tending to the food, petting, and just giving attention to the Archaeopteryx when he can, and in between stirring and tossing the food and such.
Do we have a backup plan for if this goes south, do we have a plan?
I'm not much one for plans. Last few times I had plans on how to do things. Things tended to not go super well, and usually I just had to fight my way out of it. So if it comes to that, then I guess that's what it comes down to.
Should we try and stop prepare for the people who are coming towards us?
I guess our questions are how do they look like they're going to be here before we've got do we have time to get some rest and some sleep before we move on, or do we just need to? Do you get the vibe we need to just start riding through the night on no sleep?
It's hard to tell because it's dark. It's kind of like a role play choice. What you want to do about people approaching or person approaching? There was a glint.
Okay.
Is what I'll say.
Okay. I saw a glint, which to me seems to, I think that implies that they're probably, I don't think we got anything to worry about it. I think that they're like probably good guys.
Juniper hears that and goes, we should probably get moving.
I mean, I'd say we should probably like make our flyer a bit bigger and like sort of signal them over here.
Well, that's kind of assuming that the people that are on their way here are friends or open to being friends. And I don't know if we even know that, so...
Well, we can fight them or we can run.
I like the idea that every time Little Boy Justice disagrees now because he's been brainwashed by his podcast, he's going to be like, this is neoliberalism.
Yeah. No. This is the thing. Is that like this is what like like neoliberalism does. It destroys communities, and so we should just like like make friends with the police.
Oh.
Been watching a lot of Peter Coffin videos. They're really good.
Juniper, you're being very atomized right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Juniper's not got it in her to fight at this point. She's made her point, and if this is another thing that slows us down and literal hell comes to exist, she tried.
I personally wouldn't like hell to happen, so maybe we should go faster. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to keeping on moving, honestly, if we're able to, so...
All right, so it sounds like the group is going to start packing up to leave as whatever is coming towards you it approaches in the night. Juniper, can I get a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage?
Okay. Thankfully, it's a thing I have a really good number in, but let's see how it goes.
Yeah. As Little Boy Justice is packing up, he's like, "This is austerity."
Okay, 15.
All right.
Disadvantage.
Juniper, you get packed up and ready to go. You have your sprout, and you're able to, you're about to hit the road. When you feel a feeling coming on, it is a dark, almost wet feeling behind your eyes.
Oh, not this again.
Something's creeping up on you, but because you got a 15, you are able to tell everyone it's happening before it happens.
Hey, I'm about to be taken over by someone else, so if you want to, knock me out, put me to sleep, find some way of getting me back into my body, but once I'm not me, that'd be great.
Okay, I'm choking Juniper. I'm choking her. This is consensual.
Treyan, you have never seen this before, so it's very upsetting to you. Juniper says, "Hey, I'm about to leave my body," and then Piccolo starts choking her.
Treyan is covering the eyes of the Archaeopteryx so it doesn't have to see this happening.
This is helping. This is consensual.
Juniper's eyes turn red, and she begins floating up off the ground almost, taking Piccolo with her a little bit with some kind of power. Eventually they kind of float back down, but something has changed. And you hear a voice coming out of Juniper which says, "Come on, man, what are you just choking me for? I'm just a little guy. Come on, it's basically my birthday. It's my birthday month. Come on."
Uh-oh. So, Treyan's eyes just widen a bit when he hears that voice.
Yeah, so this is very interesting because Skitch hasn't heard the Juniper stuff and the rest of the party hasn't heard the Treyan stuff. So both parties have half of the puzzle, and it's delicious to me.
Treyan grits his teeth a bit while still covering the Archaeopteryx's eyes because, the little baby does not need to see this, and he will say, it's like, "Haven't you done enough?"
When Treyan talks, Juniper's head turns towards him, and the voice says, "Oh shit! It's the fella, the guy, the friends, and the eye and stuff. Yeah, Mr. Trapeze or whatever. Hey, what's up?"
"What are you doing here?"
What do you mean? I'm where I always am. It's a beautiful day. You should see the beach right now. The sun off the water. It's good, it reminds me, my grandma, she used to have this beach, and she'd go down there and have all the kids in the neighborhood, and we make a big apple pie. Do you ever have an apple pie with a big scoop of ice cream? It's delicious, man.
You ever have it with cheese?
Piccolo, are you still choking while you ask that?
Yeah. You ever have pie with cheese?
Yeah, of course, man. I have cheese, and I have goat cheese and bison cheese.
I'll have you know I have friends whose babies are apples.
Yak cheese, dog cheese, cat cheese. There's a lot of cheeses out there. Human cheese, orc cheese, elf cheese. What was I talking about again?
Some stupid bullshit, but, that's nothing new.
Juniper's just in mind jail, shaking the boss like, let me out!
Yeah, you rolled really well, so I think you actually have some consciousness here. I think you can even join in the conversation if you would like. So it's like you the eyes will turn back to normal for a second. You can talk, then it'll turn red again if you would like to.
Yeah. Hey, Juniper here, Treyan. How do you know this one?
I had a bit of a run-in with him, along with my friends.
Oh yeah, me and Trapeze go way back. You got two friends. There was a little one and there was a big one. The big one hit the little one. It was a whole thing. It was quite nasty. That's what happens when you come into someone's house uninvited. You got to get an invitation.
You attacked us first.
Did I, man? I mean, you shot my man in the chest with a bunch of arrows. You riddled him up. He was all full. You just no space for the blood because it was full of arrows. That was me, and it was me, and it was him, and it was us. I'm not the one who started it, man.
Throg did that because you were making me hurt. He was trying to protect me, man.
Hey, the rest of you, little the bunny and the tree and the big guy with the little hat on, you should watch out for this dragon. He's a bad dude. Yeah, he's got all kinds of secrets. You don't even know what he's up to.
Says the person currently possessing me.
Listen. You connected to me. I didn't connect to you, man. I was just chilling out in my house, and you came to me with your brain. It wasn't an inviting situation. We got to talk more about invitations.
I helped someone get out of a slavery situation. I would really rather you stay in your own body, please.
Listen, man, the S word, it's rough. It's our culture. You wouldn't, you don't judge, man. I don't judge you and your culture, and you try eating little carrots all the time.
I don't know. I am judging your culture right now because it's slavery, and I'm right here judging it.
It's very normal to us. It goes back to the beginning of time. Listen, man.
Hey, just because you've always done a thing doesn't mean it's not fucked up.
It's normal for me to eat people. Did I come and eat you? Will you be offended?
I don't know, man. You should try. Why don't you come over here? Listen, bud.
Where are you?
I'm over here.
Where are you at though, compared to us?
That's it. Piccolo, why don't you roll persuasion?
Oh, God. How about intimidation instead? I just am softly choking. Like, no, come on. Where are you at? Where are you at, dude?
Okay,
meet me up.
Because of the choking, Let's give you intimidation. Up, dude. Yeah.
17.
Yeah, I think this person who has introduced himself to you as Kushim, Kushim, says, "Man, I'm in the big ocean by the beautiful beach. I think you already were here. I'm looking around in Juniper's mind. Y'all were on the beach. You had a good time.
Hey, stop looking around. Stop looking around up there. No.
It's real interesting, man. You're thinking a lot about plants. It's kind of boring. I don't know. Think more about seaweed. There's a lot of weed.
Hey, okay. Can I look around? Can I look around his brain? I start trying to look around his brain.
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't you do an intelligence saving throw, I think? Because you get a bonus to that. I think it would normally be an intelligence just check, but I want to give you a bonus if you get it.
Okay, intelligence. 19 on intelligence.
Hell yeah. I think this connection, which is usually two-way between a homunculi and its creator, has not been so for you so far because you are a much more complex intelligence than a creature made of clay. But this is like a concerted effort where you break through and the connection becomes two ways for at least a moment here. You see ocean. blue crystal clear water, as if from the perspective of something underwater. You're seeing through his eyes, but the view is very disorienting because he has a different number of eyes than you do. And therefore your vision is extremely fucked up. It is like looking through a kaleidoscope or something. Just your brain does not have the correct structures to interpret that. But you get a bunch of information, like all rushing towards you at once. It's actually a lot. Constitution saving throw, vis-a-vis damage here to take in all this information at once.
Constitution. Okay, right. 22.
Holy shit.
I really don't like being possessed, okay?
I have a question. If Juniper can access their mind and is more complex, shouldn't it stand to reason that maybe Juniper can do a reverse Uno control?
So Kushim is more complex, to be clear.
Okay. Well, more complex than the homunculus was.
With a 22, you do not take any damage. Your researcher's mind, your lifelong pursuit of knowledge makes it easier for you to handle this cognitive load all at once, but it is so much. You start getting kind of fast-forwarded versions of lifetimes after lifetimes, being born, hunting, living, enslaving, dying over and over again. It's like watching a Terrence Malick movie in fast-forward motion, but you see not one life, not two, but dozens, and it's going on and on. You seeing blood, you're seeing family, you're seeing sickness, you're seeing health. It's one mind, but it is somehow hundreds of lives. That's the first thing I'll say to Juniper, and this would break the mind of someone who isn't as intelligent and thoughtful as you.
It would break the mind of someone who hasn't had to sit through one university lecture while listening to a second one in their headphones because they're a bit behind on their lecture plan.
I love this for Juniper, yeah.
Look, I'm taking in 3 lectures at once. I'm used to this.
I'm trying to think with a 22, not only do you not take damage, but I think you get something you didn't get before, which was that this creature that has enslaved you is a ancient fish creature called an aboleth. And they have a very unique biological feature, which is that they are born with the knowledge of their parents, who are born with the knowledge of their parents, who are born with the knowledge of their parents.
Oh. So what I was getting there was like the whole family lineage coming into my head at once.
Yes, to the beginning of time, because that is how genetics works. That's how...
Okay. That feels like I can unlock some real fucking cool forgotten shit about, like, I probably know what concrete is now.
That's incredible. Why don't you roll history, in fact, to see what nuggets you can pull out of this? Because it is all the information this family has known to the beginning of the universe, because literally aboleths are the first sapient creature in D&D.
Was that with advantage, did you say? Okay, that's 8. Look, 8 is like a little below average, but I think for all of the knowledge of all existence of all time, a little below average is still a lot. I will argue.
Here's what I'll say. You don't get a great amount of information, but if you ask me a question, I will answer.
Okay. Is there a way for me to sever this connection between me and him?
Great question. The answer is you have to give the connection to someone else.
There is no way to do it other than giving it to someone else.
This specific connection is from the creation of a homunculi. It is a specific thing. When one dies, the other dies. The only way to get rid of it is either for that to happen or for it to be transferred. This is not the normal aboleth ability, which is called enslavement in the book.
Is this like a till death do us part loophole situation, where if I die for just like a minute, Just like die for a second and then come back. Technically, till death did we part. And it's done?
I don't see why that wouldn't be true. This isn't based on dice. This is just me talking to Laura.
Yeah.
I don't have any excuse for why it wouldn't work that way. I love the idea of you grasping control long enough to shout that, and then everyone being faced with, can we kill Juniper for a short time?
Because I genuinely think that's what I want to do, is if you're happy for that to be how it's going to work...
Do we have any way of doing that?
Yeah, Juniper will get just enough control to go, hey everyone, if you kill me for just like a minute, this guy will be out of my head.
I immediately start choking Juniper.
I mean, you've been choking her the whole time, but...
Well, like, enough to breathe in the fun way, but now this is serious.
So wait, is this a sides to cut off the circulation, or the front to cut off the air? This is a very important breath play foundation.
Oh, no.
We both know way too much about this. Well, I'm going to go with circulation. Well, no. Okay, so they're both designed to not kill you. So I'm going to do the kind that...
Boy.
Oh, we have to kill Juniper. What defines death to you?
We have to kill Juniper. I just love that you said that. I would have cut that out and put it as a teaser for the episode.
Before we go any further, I do want to say something as an aside that I don't think Trey would propose, but I think I have a question for you from a rule standpoint, Austin. If Treyan became enslaved, would he still be able to use his monk ability to remove the charmed condition on himself and break from the enslavement?
If it was regular enslavement, which is under the rules charm, yes. However, this is not the Abeloth ability enslavement. This is under the homunculus entry in the book, under their telepathic ability, which was transferred from Sprinkles.
Got it. So I just wanted to ask from a specific rules interaction standpoint. Anyways, now back to your regular chokeout session.
Your regularly scheduled.
Your regularly scheduled strangulation.
Just like a dramatic, like, passing out. Does her heart have to stop?
Yeah. Also, do we have any way of bringing her back, or is it just?
I thought we could do some CPR, maybe.
Okay. Does anyone have good medicine?
Treyan has a +5 because he has a 20 wisdom, but
Okay.
This is. I mean, Kushima says, "Listen, Fat, you don't need to do that. I'm just trying to do. I'm a little guy. I'm just trying to do right. I'm just doing my thing. You don't got to do that."
Juniper's gonna look in his head because I want an answer on something. Does he have anyone around to bring him back? If I die, he dies too. Does he have anyone to perform CPR?
I will say that you looked through his eyes for a moment, and he's underwater. He's a big fish. There is no one around him, or anyone who would be in mortal terror. This is, besides dragons and like archdemons and archdevils, is like the deadliest thing in D&D. Like no one's around being like, let me give you some CPR, chap.
Okay, cool, nice.
Okay. Yeah. Should we?
I'm choking.
All right.
The life is going out of Juniper. Just letting everyone know.
I can't believe this is what's happening.
Juniper asked. I got consent.
Austin, you let me ask questions and I came up with answers. I'm proud of myself.
No, this is sick. It's just so funny that you're gonna own this guy this way if it goes right.
Can I help with like, I don't know, with like, I feel like using like a sword or something would be like make it harder to bring her back afterwards.
I think the choking is fine. Piccolo is fucking huge and Juniper is tiny. I don't think that's an issue.
I'm careful not to break any bones.
All right. Here's my counter. Goodberry has been cast recently, hasn't it?
Yes.
We could just feed Juniper one of those after she and that would give her 1 hit point. But that'd get her out of dying,
you
though.
just pushed one of my berries into my mouth.
I want to say, to be clear, that normally killing a homunculus does not kill the creator, obviously. This is specifically because, I'm just thinking from an audience's perspective, the questions they would have. There was a roll we did earlier where you made this connection two-way for a moment because of your roll. Okay? That's clear?
Okay. Yes. So I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I have to die while this connection is still two-way, just for a second.
For now, yeah. This isn't something where it's like, oh, well, we can just try this again tomorrow. This is like a once-in-a-lifetime shot.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
The second I feel the life fading out of me, I will use the last of my living strength to be in control when I die. To have that connection be there.
Oh, okay. Austin, I am choking the life out of Juniper without causing any damage permanently to her bones or flesh.
Okay, so I think this is about the subtlety of your actions. So I'm actually going to ask for sleight of hand, of all things.
Okay.
Because there's no world in which you're not strong enough to choke out Juniper. You're obviously strong enough. That's not the question.
The question is whether I have, like, an intact windpipe afterwards.
Yeah. We got a 16.
Yeah, 15 is what I wanted, so you are
I
able
got
to
a
do
lot
this.
of choking experience.
I mean, Piccolo does not, so that was autobiographical. Paint me this picture of you choking Juniper to death.
I make prolonged eye contact with Juniper to ensure that we have continued to be on the same page with the choking, because Juniper can't talk.
Juniper is giving you the look of, yes, continue to choke me.
I do the cutting off of blood flow version, because that's the least scary way to die. Most relaxing. And, Juniper, if you don't mind, you slowly, pass out and die.
I appreciate your thinking about my levels of being scared and nervous during this difficult time. It's very
if your brain
appreciated.
doesn't have blood, you can't feel scared. So
As Juniper is dying, the red in her eyes is like flickering out. It's like a dying TV, and you hear Kushim's voice say, Trapeze, please, continue your mission. Man, you know what to do. I told you, just continue, just do what we agreed. It's okay, it'll all work.
You're not a little baby boy, and I finish it.
The life goes out of Juniper, and so the life goes out of Kushim. Both characters die.
I'm really glad I rolled a level 8 character sheet for this one episode.
Can we use the good berry to bring her back with one of those?
So a good berry restores 1 HP, which would bring Juniper back. As you pick it up, I assume it's little boy Justice, because you're the one who spoke up and said something. You hear a voice say, "Get away from her!" And a power cord rips through the air as the spell Shatter hits all of you. Constitution saving throw. As the thing, which was approaching from the west, the glint of the light on her guitar...
I knew this is who it was gonna be. I knew it. Like when you said there was a glint in the distance, I felt her coming. I knew.
9.
The gay energies were too much.
Gale shows up.
All right.
Oh my god.
13.
This timing is so funny. I love the dungeons and
this
I
is
love
perfect.
dragons.
I love this game that we play.
Everyone is going to take full damage. Everyone fails the shatter coming off of Gale's guitar. 16 damage, and you are blown back. And the harpy lands near the dead Juniper. The good berry goes rolling away in the darkness. It's hard, no one sees exactly where it goes. And Gale says, "Oh my god, Juniper, what have they done to you? Get back, I hate you. Tree, I'm gonna fucking kill you."
Oh,
How much damage again?
16.
19? Oh, 16.
what a reunion.
It was consensual. She asked me to do it. We were saving her. We got to give her the good berry.
Gale drops her goggles down over her eyes. Her wings fully spread out as she begins summoning a thunderstorm. And this is in fact the call lightning that Juniper has been using. And she's going to start frying all of you.
Is there still a chance to talk our way out of this, or are we fighting?
You can do whatever you want.
Okay, I do intimidation 19. Listen here, bird lady. She asked me to choke her, okay? This is is what she wanted, and you need to respect her choices too. Do not shame her for her lifestyle choices.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's kind of perfect having it come from a big living tree because Gale's gonna jump to all sorts of assumptions. Okay. Juniper's been asking trees to choke her. Okay, yeah, that's right.
That's very funny. Yeah. Do you think this is the kind of thing in the relationship where it's like, oh, this is like a sexy thing you two do, or is it like a weirdness? I don't know how the dynamics of this.
Well, Gale's gonna be jealous, obvious.
I think it is surprising enough that it catches her off guard. That she goes. I think that she realizes that there is probably more to what's going on here because, at the very least, she would have hoped she'd be the first to know if choking needed to be on the table.
Okay, so she doesn't use Call Lightning to fry all your asses because she is taken back.
I don't think she uses Cool Lightning. At the very least, I think that has bought a few seconds for you to explain to her what exactly you mean.
All right, can I get a Constitution saving throw from Juniper to see how the brain damage is progressing?
Constitution? Mm-hmm. Right. 13 Constitution.
All right, above average. If you were revived right now, at the end of the sentence, you will not have any permanent damage.
Just shove that berry in there.
Yeah, can Little Boy Justice look for the berry with, do a perception check for the berry?
Yeah. While that's happening, I think Treyan is going to try to directly just bolt over to Juniper and try to revive her while Little Boy Justice looks for the berry.
Got an 8.
So Little Boy Justice can't find the berry with an 8. Treyan, are you rolling something?
Treyan has had a handful of times where his remedial, athletic knowledge of medicine has helped him in the past, so he's going to try to do the same to Juniper to resuscitate her after losing her breath, literally.
NFL concussion protocols. We know. You have sports medicine background.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, pretty basically. Well, if it was to a concussion protocol, the answer would be to do nothing, claim that Juniper is fine, and then put her into the next season of Dice Funk, then act surprised when she gets a permanent injury from it.
This is extremely timely when it was recorded, audience. It won't be when you heard it. R.I.P. to Tua.
No, it will be. It will always be timely.
That is the correct answer.
It's pretty. That's what we like to call tragically evergreen.
Oh no!
I need a number.
Okay, so I'll roll that medicine check then.
Yes, please. Someone roll it. Austin said brain damage. Don't roll.
Oh my god!
Oh no! Fuck.
Okay,
That's it.
can I do perception to try and find the berry?
Do it. Go.
I'm doing it. 12. Is that enough to see a berry?
Yes, 12 is above
Oh
10.
my god! I found the berry and I shove it in her mouth immediately.
Okay, so Treyan starts doing CPR on Juniper's body. Gale's freaking out. Fucking Little Boy Justice steps on the berry.
Oh fuck! Oh shit! Fuck! Shit! Oops!
You know what?
And then Piccolo finds another one. You make 10 with one casting of good berry.
Oh, okay.
Right.
You make 10 berries with one casting of it. Correct.
I do the thing where I find it, but then it slips through my fingers, and I'm like trying to grab it, and then but every time I try and grab it, it just bounces off my hand and lands on my foot, and I step on it.
Austin, how badly fucked up am I?
I mean, you got a 13 on your roll, so I think you're fine. In fact, role play this to me. The camera cuts to the beautiful blue ocean that you all went to at the beach, and the waves are lapping on the shore, and then a 40-foot tentacled fish washes up, and then we cut back.
Juniper looks up and blinks and sees that Gale is there, and she takes a second to just catch her breath and go, I swear this isn't what it looks like.
I gave her the little death.
Gale hugs you and wraps her wings around you.
I promise that everyone here had my best interests at heart. There was a fish living in my head. Till death do us part. We parted.
Cutting back to the beach, the fishermen walking up in the morning, seeing the aboleth dead on the beach, and being like, "What the fuck? What happened here?"
Oh no! Wait! As that happens, it's like the Lion King, where like Vimble's like face sort of appears in the sky and sort of winks at them and goes like, "You're welcome," and like is like because his debt to the fishermen is repaid.
No! Still thinks we're friends after death.
Juniper is just like babbling somewhat incoherently to Gale and the party, just like, I for a second, I saw all of history. There was a lot of people with bad fashion choices.
Yeah, I love the idea that there's kind of a little bit of a time skip quality to this. Like, we see the sun is rising, you're all sitting around the campfire. Juniper, you're like laying down with your head in Gale's lap as you're all catching up. Mm-hmm. And Gale says, "Yeah, we had some trouble crossing the oil ocean, and Walter and Buddy had to make a little raft and swim, so I went to fly ahead to scout to see what was going on. They should be here soon." And I just saw Juniper getting choked out, and I panicked. Sorry about it blowing your bones apart.
No, it's okay. I understand. Watching someone choke me out, probably the default assumption isn't that I asked for it.
Also, I don't know this tree. You definitely look like the trees from the tunnel place, but you're alive.
Oh, yeah, this is Piccolo. You know all the trees at the top of the tunnel place?
Yeah,
this one's alive. I've learned so much about plants.
This red guy died so I could be free, so I wear his head on my head.
Oh my god, at this point it's definitely just a skull, right?
Well, I mean, it's kind of mummified a little bit. You know how when you like leave out something and so the skin is there? Like, animals haven't got a chance to eat the flesh, so it just dried out.
I would say that would be enough to get Treyan to blink a few times and connect some dots that have been circulating in his head ever since he's seen Piccolo.
Gale turns to you and says, "What's the story, Dragon Glory? I'm Gale. I'm from Calthinian University, Meteorology Department."
Oh, Treyan, sorry, I have questions for you.
Don't get up. She's like,
Okay, sorry, I'll stay down here. Do you have some kind of deal with the man who was living in my head?
It's a bit of a story. My friends and I had a run-in with him a while ago. While Treyan's talking, the little Archaeopteryx sees like the wings on Gale and just sort of pads in over and like hops around Gale a bit, seeing the feathers and such. Well, Treyan just sort of describes a bit about his encounter with the aboleth.
So you knew someone else who had this thing in their head?
Yeah, I didn't know what it meant at the time, so I couldn't do anything to stop him.
If it makes you feel any better, they died horribly as revenge.
Oh, hey, Gale, you wouldn't happen to have a robot outfit with you?
Is this a bedroom thing? Should we be talking about this at the campfire?
Look, we'll have conversations about what is or is not a thing for me after today. We'll have those conversations later. No. And Juniper gestures over at the reliquary door and goes, "We could probably get a magic item from there if we can make it think we're a robot."
Oh. Gale looks over. She doesn't stand up because you're like laying on her, but she has like, bird eyes, eagle eyes, and looks over and she says, "Ooh, a sword. That seems cool. A robot suit. And she's deep in thought about this.
Well, my thought was that if we were to disable one of those drones somehow and then hold that up in front of the door, maybe it would scan that and find that satisfactory since there is drones on the door. So maybe using like call lightning to short out one of the drones as it's passing by, electrocuting it to bring it down.
I think this is a very cool application. Both Gale and Juniper have call lightning, so I feel like this is even a fun date idea. Is you doing this?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh.
Lightning Day.
Do you have any instrument proficiency? I know you're in Pants for Pets, the band, the experience, the union, but on your sheet?
I don't believe I have any instruments on my sheet.
What is your role in the band portion? We've discussed this several times, and I always forget.
I feel like Juniper's role in the band, if anything, is probably just marketing and trying to put out fires with bad PR. If there's a role in the band that's actually making music, I feel like it'd be drums. I feel like the sort of quick thumping feet would be very good for doing like double bass drum pedals.
Sure. Also, you, Laura, are a drummer, so that also tracks. I feel like you and Gale can do a little lightning show and down a drone. I don't even know if we need to roll for that necessarily, because call lightning lasts for a long time and you can kind of just move it around. But if you eventually down a drone in the morning, like the sun's coming up, and you do this together, do you want to paint me a picture of this moment? Because I think this is a pretty cool thing. Everyone's like doing big yawns, and it's like, oh, that was a wild night, and you two head out.
I think that the way that this works is we head out like nice and early before the rest of the party's really woken up, and the first that anyone knows that we've been successful is just this very loud sound of lightning hitting metal and then metal crashing down to the ground wakes the party up, and everyone sort of groggily looks over at us dragging this metal carcass over like, we got enough here to work with. Rise and shine. Yeah.
I think what the damage required to take it down would make it not a functional robot, but Gale has built weather machines. You've seen this several times. So she actually has artificing experience in addition to bardic magic. So I think she spends the morning while everyone's like waking up, making coffee or whatever over the fire, like fixing like the broken elements and reattaching wires and stuff so that it functions enough that the door recognizes it. And as she does, it like kind of whirs to life, and the sensors spin up and blink colors. And she brings it over to the door, which scans it. The sword and the robot dog and the robot person light up blue and then green, and the doors slide open on this big plastic building.
Juniper's gonna start heading in.
Juniper, you start down the hallway in the entrance of this building, and already in the distance you can hear a whistling noise.
Sinister or welcoming whistle?
Or seductive, or is it a cat? Is it a cat call whistling? Is it just like, is the whistling coming on to anyone in the party?
That's a great question. Treyan, Little Boy Justice, Piccolo, what are you doing?
Following Juniper.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Yeah, same.
All right, the whole party packs up their campsite and enters the big plastic reliquary. And as you enter kind of the foyer of this building, you also hear a whistling noise in the near distance.
I'm trying. Can I try and perceive the cause of the whistling?
I don't know if it's perception. Perception is like hearing. You hear the whistle already. You don't need to roll for that. Maybe history.
16 somehow. Oh, because I'm from here, so I know things.
You're from history.
Yeah, I'm from this world.
18 and 16, the group passes. Juniper, you're in the lead, and you are the one who recognizes the whistling from a story that a friend of yours told you once. The friend was named Peter the Demon, and he had a wild drug trip when he saw a vision, and he told you of a sword that whistled.
It's Pussy 2! Oh my god! Can I do? Oh my god!
We'll find out next week.
Austin, you son of a gun.
The beautiful singing queef of Pussy 2.
I can't believe I almost encouraged the party to run away from Pussy 2.
I saw a spark against the dark, and we erupt, but it's a slow burn. I take a chance, we start to dance, can see enough to know to turn around. The sound of a bonfire carries over fences, titillates our senses. We can feel the heat, a chill wind is pushing you into me, and it's looking like we might be burning, might be burning, might be burning down. But we're a